In a distant corner of the cosmos, aboard a colossal mothership named the Azure, Princess Lyra of the Xylos Empire gazed at the swirling nebula outside her viewport. Her home planet Xylos had fallen to the ruthless Cathar Dominion, and she was a fugitive. The last hope for her people, her only protector was a human, a species the galaxy considered primitive and weak. His name was Jox. Lyra found him in the ship's training bay, a simple room with gravity simulators and combat droids. Jox was meditating, his eyes closed, his breathing slow and steady. To her, he looked infuriatingly calm. Her royal guards, the fiercest warriors of Xylos, had been obliterated. How could this lone human possibly stand a chance? She approached him, her voice laced with a mixture of desperation and doubt. "Jox," she said, her tone sharp, "I've reviewed your species data. Humans are fragile, short-lived, and possess no innate psionic abilities or enhanced physiology. How can you possibly defend me from the Cathar?" Jox opened his eyes, their color a deep calm brown. He didn't rise, he simply looked at her. "Princess, what do you know of strength?" "Strength," she scoffed, "I know everything about it. It is the crushing power of a dreadnought's cannon, the impenetrable shield of a Xylosian warrior, the might that forges empires." Jox offered a faint smile. "That is one kind of strength. The strength of the visible, the loud, the obvious. But there is another kind, the strength of the unseen, the quiet, the enduring." He slowly stood up, his movements fluid and economical. He was of average height for his species, with no bulging muscles or intimidating scars. He looked ordinary. "Show me," Lyra challenged, crossing her arms. "Show me this hidden strength that will save my life." Jox nodded. "Very well. Training droid, activate. Level 10, combat simulation. Cathar Berserker Protocol." The room's lighting shifted to a blood-red emergency glow. A humanoid droid, twice Jox's size and bristling with blades, powered on. It was a perfect replica of the monsters that had destroyed her world. A cold dread washed over Lyra. She had seen these droids tear through plated steel. The droid lunged, its metallic feet thundering against the deck. Its movements were a blur of speed and brutal efficiency, blades slashing through the air. Lyra flinched, expecting Jox to be cut down in an instant. But Jox was no longer there. He had moved, not with explosive speed, but with an impossible grace, like a leaf carried on a gust of wind. He flowed around the droid's ferocious attacks, his hands weaving intricate patterns in the air. He wasn't dodging, he was redirecting. With a gentle push here, a subtle tap there, he used the droid's own momentum against it, sending it stumbling and crashing into the walls. He never exerted force. He simply guided it. Lyra watched, mesmerized. It was like a dance, a terrifyingly beautiful ballet of motion. Jox's expression remained serene, his breathing even. He wasn't fighting the droid. He was flowing with it, a river navigating around a boulder. Finally, the droid overextended in a desperate lunge. In that split second, Jox's hand shot out. It wasn't a punch. His fingers gently touched a specific point on the droid's neck. A ripple of blue energy, almost invisible, coursed through the machine's chassis. The droid froze, its optical sensors flickered, and then it collapsed into a heap of inert metal, completely powered down. Silence filled the room. Lyra stared, her mouth agape. There was no explosion, no shattered parts, just a deactivated machine. It was defeated not by brute force, but by a precise, almost delicate touch. Jox turned back to her, breathing as calmly as when he was meditating. "The Cathar are strong, Princess. They are a storm, but a storm cannot destroy the ocean. It can only stir its surface. True strength is not in resisting the storm, but in becoming the ocean." Lyra finally understood. Jox's strength wasn't in his muscles or in any advanced technology. It was in his discipline, his understanding of energy, of flow, of a quiet power that the galaxy had completely overlooked. The human she had dismissed as weak was a master of a force more profound than any she had ever witnessed. "The Cathar fleet has just dropped out of hyperspace," a calm, synthetic voice announced from the ship's intercom. "They are hailing us, demanding your surrender." Lyra looked at the collapsed droid, then at Jox. For the first time since her world fell, she felt a flicker of something she thought she had lost forever: hope. She walked over to the comms panel, her posture no longer that of a frightened refugee, but of a queen. "Open a channel," she commanded, her voice ringing with newfound confidence. Then she looked at Jox and asked a new question, not of doubt, but of alliance. "Are you ready?" Jox simply smiled. "I always am." He was a human, a species the galaxy underestimated, and that was about to become the Cathar's biggest mistake. His quiet strength was the galaxy's most well-kept secret, and it was about to be unleashed. And so, as the fearsome Cathar warlord appeared on the main viewscreen, ready to claim his prize, he had no idea he was about to face not a fragile princess and her weak bodyguard, but a queen protected by the quiet, unstoppable force of a human warrior unlike any the cosmos had ever seen. The real battle was just beginning.